All right, so let's take a look at where we were yesterday. We were building a React Native application that demoed the capability of being able to navigate from one screen to another. We created this simple stack, stack navigator that allowed us to stack together several components. We created the home component. We created a login component that allow you to navigate back to the original screen from where you came from, and navigate also to a registration screen. And then from the registration screen, you could navigate between siblings of components. So for instance, from the registration, you could go on to the login, or from the login, you can go back to the registration. And notice that the back button kind of remembers where you came from. So if you came to the registration from the home page, it remembers that you came from the home page. But if we go to a login and and then go back to the registration page, it's based on the stack, right? It remembers of where in the stack it is. It goes back to something that is higher on the stack. So I was thinking of looking at of adding a couple of things that are here more of interest. Here from the profile would be a good place to put stuff that is all related to the person who's currently logged in. For instance, if this is a faculty, maybe from the profile you could navigate through the courses that you've authored. You could navigate to the all the quizzes that you've created. So from here, anything that is related to this person who's logged in, a profile would be a great place to put a starting point to navigate everywhere else related to that one person. So for instance, for the assignment that you're working on, perhaps this would be a place to put the navigation to the list of all the quizzes. If you're a student, perhaps you could list here all the quizzes you have submitted, or all the courses that you're enrolled. So this would be a good alternative to put it. So I'm gonna use this as a demo, as a starting point of where to navigate from. Well, one of the things that we need to learn how to do, for instance, for the assignment, would be how to deal with lists, or how to create lists and represent them here using React Native. We already looked at generating static lists, right, where we just used the React Native elements to create static lists. So let's look at how to create dynamic lists, and in particular, how is it that we would create them using from data that we might go and fetch from a server, right? Maybe from a REST API, and then once you have a list, you might want to navigate to the details of one of the elements in that list, right? Basically implementing a kind of like a master slave or a summary details page, right, with two pages that are linked together. One that is a summary of multiple objects, and then clicking any one of those objects, navigate to a details of any one of those objects. So let's work on that next.